Over land, it takes a long time to get to Uludere. This Kurdish district in the far eastern corner of Turkey is perched on mountains that form the long border with Iraq. Remote, poor, and heavily patrolled by Turkey's military, it's a tough journey by road. But as residents here know painfully well, Uludere is still easy to reach by air. 4 months ago, Turkish military aircraft flew over the border here, bombing a group they had identified as Kurdish militant fighters. That assessment was made after US intelligence, working with the Turks in Ankara, flagged the convoy's activity as suspicious. The decision to strike was wrong. The group was in fact a convoy of civilians, smuggling oil and food, and the result was a catastrophe that left 34 local men dead. On a day in late December, 38 villagers set off from here to make a familiar trade trip across the border with northern Iraq. They were going to buy staples, sugar, fuel and cigarettes. Just hours later, their group was attacked by Turkish warplanes. Of the 38 that left, only 4 came back alive, and many were from the same family.
We heard
the sound of jets. We thought it could be Heron drones, because they are always in the area. Not many seconds passed, and the bombs began falling on us. The bombs were so huge. Some people died without any wounds, just from the sound of the bombs.
11 members of his family were killed in the strike. 3 months on, and the villagers are still asking hard questions. Who ordered the strike? Could it have been a strike against civilians? And if it was a mistake, how could such a mistake have been made by the Turkish military? The strike represented perhaps the biggest intelligence failure since the Kurdish PKK group took up arms against the Turkish state in 1984. The death sparked protest from Kurdish communities across the country. Turkish authorities have opened investigations pledging that there would be no cover-up. In January, Prime Minister Erdogan's wife, Emine, visited the region to promise that justice would be done. But local officials here are skeptical that anyone will be held to account for the villagers' deaths. Uludere's mayor, Fehmi Yaman, believes that the attack could not have been approved without the knowledge of top politicians.
We don't have any hope for answers from the state. Because the order for this attack came from the very top level, they will do everything to protect themselves. If it had just been a local incident, this may have been somehow solved, but because the event can be traced all the way up to the Prime Minister, they will not solve this. The incident will not be uncovered. It will somehow be covered up. This is what we think.
Beyond the recriminations and political fallout, the strike continues to exert a profound impact on this small, tight-knit community. On the outskirts of a village here, a group of widows and bereaved mothers have begun gathering regularly to commemorate their dead and to reiterate pleas to identify and punish those responsible. Fatima Encu lost her 19-year-old son, Hussein, in the strike.
He left that day without having dinner. He was very excited and in a happy mood. I don't want compensation. I don't want anything. I just want the murderers to be found. If necessary, I'll go and sit at the parliament.
For the Wall Street Journal, this is Joe Parkinson in Uludere, Turkey.